Hey, everyone out there in Facebook land, maybe you're coming to us from, I forget, like possibly LinkedIn land or even hanging out on YouTube. Welcome. Welcome to another amazing Wednesday and live and unscripted with your hosts, Jen and Leah, the Righteous Rebels. So today we're just hopping on today to just have a little chat about what's going on in Righteous Rebel Land and what's up, and to let you know that if you missed um past about day 10 on the 30-day watercolor challenge, that you can find it nowhere. You can find it nowhere because life happens sometimes, and the best of intentions, and so you
I
can
didn't know
find.
you were going to do that. You have to warn me of these.
It's not fun if I warn you.
You can find it nowhere.
Nowhere. You will find it nowhere because it hasn't happened yet. Uh, when you're getting into something new, and it's so exciting, and you've got all the ideas running around, and you're just throwing spaghetti against the wall and looking at the crazy awesome designs that it's making, and you just like want to do the things. That's what we did. And we're just, here at the Righteous Rebels, we just own that crap. And life happens, and because we live on different time schedules and life schedules, and just life itself, uh it's on pause. It's on indefinite pause. No, well, not indefinite, we just don't know when yet. So thank you for hanging with us with that, and have fun practicing the first few days. And and the lucky me challenge, I would love to see what you came up with. Like, I would love to see what you came up with. That was whole part of the whole process, is to just see what you come up with. I totally made that up just now. Again, life, and we're just gonna own our crap and move forward. We have a lot of really cool things coming up, and
I think we had a conversation around focus not too long ago that we get super excited because we want to do all the things, and we're just two people, and there's only so many hours in the day, and there's work and family stuff and all these other things pulling. And it's really been a practice in bandwidth, respecting
well,
our own bandwidth and boundaries, and reining it into what's essential here. What is it we're actually trying to do, and how we can move forward in these exciting things, and things that we can pin for a little bit later when we have a little bit more space to do that stuff. So it's
right.
not that we
Well,
don't
and
want to.
and really, what's the undercurrent of all that is we just want to play with you. Like, we're creating the ways to engage with you and get to know you, and we still want to do that. So let us know what it is. Like, let us know. Come hang out with us in the things that we do. But um, go over to the Righteous Rebels Facebook group, the Righteous Rebels Facebook group. Hit join, and then let us know that, like, what are the things you want to see. How is it that you want to engage, and then engage in what we're doing. We'll create more stuff, and we would love to have you be a part of it. So there's that. Just owning the crap and moving forward.
That's
Um,
right.
but here's the cool thing. Like Leah said, is the focus piece, and we decided that we were going to just rein in a little bit, and as much fun as some of the littler things are, to just take the energy that's put into those and focus in the really big thing that we've got coming up for you, and finding ways to, not finding, creating ways to take down possibly some of the barriers for you, and still make it a win-win. So we'll talk about that here in a minute, but we are that one we're super focused on, and we want you to be there. So Leah, what are we doing today?
Today we're just talking about the story of our lives and how we create those moments. I shared this book a few times here, and you've shared it. Remember when? And it was all,
Oh, look, I have mine right here.
yeah, it's all
It's a
around
great book.
um, remembering.
Wait a second. Who wrote that book?
I wrote that book.
Oh, okay.
It's all, I wrote it because we were heading back into Toastmasterland, but in person, and it was about remembering what it was before the pandemic and bringing up those memories. And then I really started thinking about, my grandma going through Alzheimer's, and my mother-in-law who passed from the similar things, and just all the stories that were coming, and remembering the awesome that we are and all the things that we've been through. And in our everyday lives, we forget those things. So this is a book about honoring those moments and remembering your childhood, and how powerful you felt in your childhood. And so what we're creating is a workshop about the story of our lives.
I'm like all excited, like, wait, you don't have to wait till you're old to use this book. We were doing it a different way.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Like, there's so many special moments that we just kind of pass through and we don't remember. And it's just, it feels good to just, I don't know, like feel into those moments again. Like, I think of, closing my eyes and swinging as high as I can on the swing, or like letting go. Like, I don't know if you jumped off the swings and stuff, but like seeing how high you could get yourself to go before you let go of the swing. And, or just, I see my son doing this a lot, just spinning in circles, just because he likes the sensation of feeling dizzy, and just how much we don't do any of that stuff as adults because it's just not, it's a kid thing. But there was a reason we did that stuff. Right?
I mean, some might be afraid of like falling down and breaking bones, which I'm just going to say, let that go. Let that go. Spin.
Maybe in a padded room. Or a trampoline park. They're pretty padded.
Yeah.
But we were talking about like part of creating the story of your life, and I use creating is what is that for you, and how are you looking at your life, and what are the values that you're taking with you on your journey throughout your life, and that help inform the decisions that you make, the choices that you make in your everyday. And that's part of what this here is all about, personal creed. And I use creed now because I love the feel of that, and just how it informs your life. Like, these all have a special meaning or a lesson I want to remember in myself, but also instill in my children. And it makes me think of what are your personal creed values?
Yeah, I love that you're bringing that up, and that that it is something that we're going to do in conjunction with like Remember When and other things that we're doing. Even knowing what your vibe is. Like, do you know what your vibe is? Or is it the vibe that you're just like on autopilot in, or something? Is it the vibe someone else has told you have to have? And I'm talking about creed documents. When I was in college, probably, man, I can't remember if it was my first or second year. I came in contact with, I took like a half credit class where I had to go in, and back in those days it was cassette tapes, and listen to tapes. And I came across Wayne Dyer for the first time, and it changed my life. It changed how I started thinking about things and seeing things. And then I ended up taking a class where we actually created a personal creed document. And Christensen, we called him Brother Christensen. I went to an LDS private college, and so it was amazing to get in and really start digging in to what it is as 18 and 19-year-olds, what it is you wanted to create for your life, like, and paying attention to what your story was, and what events or things had taken place that had shaped and molded you up to that point. And I loved getting in and talking about that stuff. I didn't feel like I loved my history, but I loved being able to go in, and like, somewhere I always had this outlook that things could be different. And this was like this first really amazing place where I could get in and get into the meat of this and start making those shifts and creating my life the way that I wanted it to be. And I love, in fact, I pulled it out the other day and I was like, oh, I really need to update this thing. But it was fascinating to see what my 18-year-old self created for that personal creed document. And I love that we're going to do that. Start doing that for people. Did a comment just come through? I saw something.
Yeah. Good morning, ladies. Happy to be here with y'all.
Is that Luba?
Oh my God. If it is, I just love you.
I don't even know.
Whoever you are, I love you.
Yeah. Thank you for being
hello.
With us. Anyway, so I love that we're going to start doing that and that you brought that
Megan,
up.
Actually. Good morning, Megan.
I love it. So personal creed documents, we're going to start doing that. And we're going to start doing it by way of fun nights, freaking fun nights and workshops. So do you want to talk more about that, or even more just about the creed?
Yeah. So the workshop is all about just identifying what those are, but in fun ways. So like I like doing these little painting things. Like this one is about embracing change.
Hey, hold on one second. Aren't we going to go in? Aren't we offering this to businesses and corporations?
Oh yeah, that's right. We're joining up with wait, say that again?
Oh yeah. Yeah. we're going into businesses. So if you're a business owner or corporation and you want to do your company culture and creed, this is what we're going to do for you. That was just came in my head.
You know what though? It's true though. Like you have these company statements and these missions and or you have these unspoken, you have these unspoken values that you want people to adapt, whether it's in your family, whether it's in a company or business that you're running, but it's just words. And we're in, we have words in email and text and it's all words, but what sticks with you more? It's like video and visuals. And I remember we met with someone that's big into marketing, and she saw the wall and she's like, oh my gosh. And then she got excited and got her mission statement for her business, and she read it to us, and it was just so cool because as she's reading it, I'm imagining what that could look like. And so we're having a fun night. We've joined up with Awesome
Relaxation here in Ammon, Idaho.
Yes. And we're going to have like a fun night, and we want to do.
Wait, time out. You're in Canada.
I am in Canada.
Are you going to be there?
I am going to be there.
What? Yes, Leah is coming to Idaho to help participate in and put on these workshops and freaking fun nights.
Yeah, so we thought we wanted to do one for the Righteous Rebels, and I could do it, or I could do it with Jen, but I thought it'd be so neat to meet people in the community, and we could do it together and get to know each other and just hang out and just paint. We have the part of our creed is trust and Marikai and adventure and creativity. Help me out, Jen. I'm running all the.
You're doing good. I'm just going to listen to that. Yeah, hand up.
Why can't I remember them all? Hand up, creativity. Oh, courage, confidence. There's one more. What's the one more?
Is it love?
No,
it's grace. Did you say grace?
Yes, it's grace. So we wanted to do a tile for each one of those, and thought it'd be so cool to do it together as a group. So Elise.
And here's the deal. I hear you screaming out there like, oh, but I don't paint, but we don't care. We don't care. It's about coming out and being with community and meeting new people and being in an energy that just feels freaking yummy. That when you leave, you feel nourished. And even, we will have snacks. We will have some food and refreshments. But here's the cool thing. Prizes. Every 15 minutes, we're going to give away prizes. But here's the cool thing. The whole night is about vibe and being in a community of people who have a high vibe or who are in the space of really wanting to know how to raise their vibe in their life and in their leadership. And the cool thing about Awesome is this is a place that I love. One of my friends owns it. I'm not going to get into why she created it on here just for, I am. She created it because her son had cancer and she was looking for alternative ways to help heal his body. And she started researching all of these different ways that the body can heal outside of traditional medicine. And she, in one place, put together all kinds of equipment that help change and shift, lessen the blockages in the energy in the body, so that the body can then function how it was designed to function, which is to heal itself,
Mhm.
which is to heal itself. And so she's created this space where you can come in and reconnect with who you are, and start allowing your body to do what it already knows how to do. And we've been told it doesn't know how to do. So as you come to this night, if you don't have a membership, you get to come in for free. That's for 2 hours, and try out some equipment and raise your vibe in that way. But then guess what? The righteous rebels are going to be there to help you raise your vibe by way of just communication. We're going to have fun conversations. We're going to talk to you more about what we're doing, and painting. We might have some games, and then we're also going to share what's coming up in August.
Yes, another raise your vibe opportunity.
This is an epic, you don't want to miss out, completely figure out how to invest in yourself, raise your vibe opportunity.
100%.
Here's the deal. This opportunity scares the crap out of me by way of putting it on, because it's big. It's big. And I've actually been told maybe a couple times that I shouldn't do it, which means I should do it. And put myself on the line and the risk that way, because I know the value, and I know the value it is for you. And so I'm going to continue down the path, and feel the fear, and live what I teach, and raise my own vibe so that I can help you raise yours, and help by helping you connect to yourself. And here's the deal. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm not going to say a whole bunch of words, or I'm not going to speak to your pain. I'm going to say, you know what? This is something that's going to be freaking amazing and worth investing in. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And if you feel it in your heart, if you feel it somewhere in your body, then call us, have the interview, and come get on the boat.
Yeah. Well, I think of like those milestone moments that we have, whether it's a birthday or life change. How do you want to look at that next stage of your life a little bit differently? How do you want to move through it differently? And just because we've been living a certain way for for so long, and it's work, doesn't mean it's still working for you. And
Absolutely.
it's an opportunity to meet other people and just really get out of the box that you're in autopilot, kind of running through each and every day, and really immerse yourself and bringing yourself back home, not in nature, to yourself, to who you want to show up to be. And the confidence that comes with that experience is just off the charts. Like, there's no real word. And I love that you say, I'm not going to try and give you a bunch of words to describe. Like, there's no words for it. You have to experience it. And it's just life-changing.
I think when you talk about that and you talk about the milestones, I love it, because we're definitely going to give you some milestones. We're definitely going to give you some stuff to like remember, and to, if you're a content creator, gosh dang, there's going to be a bajillion things that you're going to be able to take and use in your life. Or if you're just a mom, not just a mom, if you're a mom leading a family, there's going to be a lot of things that you can take away and use in your life. And you're going to feel, so this thought came to mind. It's the first time I ran a 5K. I was probably, and I don't necessarily consider myself a runner, but I run. And I was probably like, maybe like my mid 30s. And I thought, I'm going to go run. In Sugar City, Idaho, it's called the Dam Marathon, because in the 70s, the Teton Dam broke. So, I think this one was called like the Flood Run, 5K. And I was all excited, and I'm sitting in my car, and I'm nervous, and it's kind of rainy, and it's kind of cold, and I'm nervous, and I'm so excited, and I get out, and I'm with everyone else, and I'm doing the thing, and I run, and I'm running this 5K, and I remember I stopped at an aid station and I didn't pay close enough. I'm like choking on my water, and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm out here doing this and I'm choking on my water. And I finished 3.1 miles, 5K, and I got my medal, and I was like, I did that. I ran the 5K. Like I wore that thing all day long. I was so proud. Like that feeling will never leave me. And those kinds of moments are some of the moments we're creating for you. Whether you've done it or not, whether you've painted an amazing picture or you just painted it all. Like there's a feeling, like you said, that of accomplishment, of just like, I did that.
I can do hard things.
And I'm not the same. I'm not the same.
And then it's like, it opens up this door of like, what else can I do?
Right?
What else can I do? And
yeah. Where have I set my bar that it's time to evaluate?
100%. So
what's something like that for you, Leah?
I think after I had my youngest son, I've always been super active and super like, into working out. And then after I had him, I experienced postpartum depression, and I was having trouble coming out of that. And it kind of lingered. Like I was okay, but I wasn't myself. And I remember meeting a friend, and she was a paramedic, and she was talking about putting on this 100-kilometer bike ride. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. And just like on a whim, I've never biked that far ever. And I just decided, and then started moving towards that. And that was that feeling for me, is like, damn, I did that. And I remember like literally crying
right
in the car before, because it started off rainy day too. And I was just, because I was scared. I'd never done anything, and it felt so huge. But there was such a beauty in being in community and being with other people doing hard things, and just the conversations and there's something powerful about feeling the fear and moving forward anyways. I feel like that when I did my first Tough Mudder too. Like I did that by myself, and I cried, like heading towards registration, like, and actually starting. Like I was just, it's so scary for me.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I've cried doing the hard things that I'm doing, questioning my life choices in some of those moments. And being like, I chose this, and I'm in this hard moment, but I can get through it. I love that. And I was thinking, oh wow, I forgot you had said you did the 100K on your bike. And then I thought, since my 5K, I've run 100 miles 3 times in races. And that's that question you asked of like, what else can I do?
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about raising vibe, and this is part of what we're talking about. It's not just about the activities you do, but just like in your life in general. Like what can you do in your life in general that, and I love that you brought up the postpartum story, because there's so many who get to have that experience and struggle with it. And I don't want to use the word suffer, but suffer probably sometimes. And that's a real thing. And that you're like, wait, there's how can I raise my vibe from this? How can I help lift myself out of this? And
but can I say something to that? Like when you move forward and do the hard thing, you're doing it for you ultimately, but it affects the people around you. And that just gives me goosebumps.
100%.
Right? Because when they see you moving through your fear and doing what feels to them impossible, it might not be them doing what you're doing, but doing the impossible or the hard or the scary in their realm. And that
they can't help but ask that question for themselves, even if they're being like, you're crazy. Somewhere in their mind, they're like,
I just remember like, I was working at the time and listening to a lot of podcasts, and this podcast was a lot around athletes. And Colin O'Brady, or this, I can't remember her name now, but she had like she went through this horrific accident that burned most of her body. And like, and I would listen to their stories and just how they're like, I'm just an everyday person. And it's just, I just choose to move forward in the pain anyways, and do it anyways. And they'd run marathons, or Colin O'Brady, like traversed all of Antarctica alone. Like he's broken record, like all these crazy things. And they came from these difficult places. And, when I found myself making excuses for, I'm too tired after work to go for a 5K run, or I'm too tired to work out, or I'm too tired to, and then when I get that thought, I immediately think, did he have moments where he felt he was too tired? Oh, wait. And he did it anyways. And then how powerful that is to have those examples in your life, or, how it inspires other people. And you might not even know your actions and how they're affecting other people. And that it's just such a powerful thing.
I love it. I love it. Well, and I think, we all have the people that we look up to who are, more popular, or they're a sponsored athlete, or they're, and the reality is you get to be that person in your everyday world. Like you probably have more influence than you even recognize that you have. And by you raising your vibe and recognizing like what's really going on with you, and what could you do differently, and how do you want to do it, like you have more influence than you even imagine. And as a creator, and as a public figures, I know for me sometimes I'm like, is what I do even helping? Like, should I even continue? Because a lot of times you don't hear from people, and you don't know who's listening. I mean, that like your immediate family might be listening, or they may be tuning you out because they're like, wah, wah, I've heard it all before, so then it's like, wait, if my family's not even listening, like what should I? But it's those moments where out of nowhere, and you're in a different town, and somebody says, hey, I know you. I will you please keep doing what you're doing, because I actually watch and it makes a difference. You just have no idea who's actually watching and what kind of influence you have. And so this whole idea of raising your vibe for you got to do it for you. And I love, Leah, that you brought that up, that it's like, while it is for you, it's for a whole lot of other people too, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not, we're talking about physical ways of raising your vibe, but there's also beautiful internal ways of raising.
Wait, what's that?
This is our Rebel Journal to raise your vibe and really just get into all the yumminess that is you.
So talk about raising vibe. When Leah and I first started chatting and working together, I said to her, I want to create a journal. And I started sharing kind of what Righteous Rebels was. And this was the first thing that we created together. And it was so much fun. And I love that we can share it with you. And I think today Leah's got a specific page. Leah, can they order these anywhere?
Yeah, they are on Amazon. It's pinned up to the top of the Righteous Rebel group on Facebook. Okay. There is one that has a picture of this on the front. And I love this. Unpacking the mountains. They were meant to be climbed. Jen and I do this a lot when we're holding on to a certain belief.
All the shiz we hang on to.
Yeah. And we'll be like, okay, you need to turn around. Let me take that stone out of your bag. Because it gets heavy and it's hard to carry. And we just don't need to carry all of that stuff. And it's not going to help us raise our vibe. So one that I love that popped up for me, it's a journal prompt. It says, who is my rebel fun squad? Who is my rebel fun squad? Be picky and choosy on this one, as not everyone or even your closest people fit the bill. So this is like, who are the people who encourage you to laugh and connect?
Did you say Rebel Fun Squad?
Yeah. Rebel Fun Squad.
I love it.
Right?
And will you repeat what you said about who this possibly could be?
Yeah, these are the people who encourage you to laugh, that you can be yourself, that you can connect with, and you can be silly and essentially let your hair down if you have hair to put down.
Funny. That was funny. I'm going to take that personal.
Okay. Another one I love is this one with the sun. Like, these are all the things that you're grateful for on each ray of sunshine, and you don't have to do it in one day, or you could color
heavens,
it
no,
and you
have
could
fun
fill
with
the
this.
middle. What's that?
I said, have fun with this. Take time.
Yeah, and I just find it so relaxing. And when you do a practice in gratitude, like, you just feel filled. Like, when you really start to think about all the things that you can be grateful for, and then, or you can just go back to it. You're having a crappy day and be like, oh damn, yeah, I am grateful for that, and that, oh yeah, like, and it fills your cup and just helps you look at things a little bit different.
I
And
don't
give you a
really.
different perspective.
Yeah, can I speak to something you just said?
Of course.
I don't really believe in crappy days. I believe that days have crappy moments. And
Yes.
sometimes there can be lots of crappy moments piled together and it feels like it's a day, but this is me just challenging you to, like, at the end of the day, ask yourself, did I really have a crappy day, or did I just have some moments that were crappy? Just saying. And speaking to what Lee just talked about, we actually put pages in here of what are you carrying, what stones are you carrying in your backpack, and you can name them and start figuring out, like, how to take that stuff out and create a foundation or your trail up the mountain. Like, it makes me so excited.
Right. And this is kind of what we're basing our workshops around, is all ways to raise your vibe and be more aware of how what you're choosing, how you're creating your experience. And something I love, make today amazing, and just the intentionality behind that. Like, how can I make today amazing? How, there's a tile I have is like, what can I be excited about? Like, and sometimes I'll ask my kids that and they're like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm like, no, like, you're waiting to see what happens on the outside of you. What can you do to make your day amazing? Or what can you do to be excited about your day? What can you look forward to? And just having a different intentionality behind that.
Yeah. And this is what I love about that statement is it keeps you in a place of empowerment and choice. If you're going out to intentionally create the day, we say make the day, make it amazing, but go create it amazing. It keeps you in power and in choice. Just in that reminder of, like, wait a minute, I have a choice. Yes, all these things may happen outside of me that you just said, but I have a choice. I have a choice. I have a choice. Have a choice. Am I going to respond? Am I going to react? Am I going to choose happiness, or am I going to choose old patterning? And it's the choice part of it.
When you say that about old patterning, you just need to be so aware to recognize, just to even be able to say that, like, to recognize your patterns and step away from that. And that, I think that's why I'm drawn to writing, because it helps me recognize what are the messages that are, swirling around in my head. What's something I actually believe, and what's just something that's swirling there that I've attached myself to. Like, I found that sometimes when I would write when I'm upset, I would write and I'm like, and then read it, I'm like, I don't actually believe that. That's a fear, or that's a moment that I'm having. And I appreciate you bringing up that point.
Yeah, you bet. All right, we're at 7:19. We were going to keep this one a little bit short. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. I don't know if that's from you or if it's from
Megan.
Megan, thank you so much. And shout out to Texas. Megan's in Texas. So in regards to all of this stuff and how we're going to just swing it right back to the beginning of, we're putting on some workshops here in the next couple of weeks. And they're in the Idaho Falls, Ammon area. So if you're anywhere close to there, come and join us. We're having the Freaky Fun Night at Awesome Relaxation. That is a free event. The details will be finished hammering out tonight or this morning. So go over to the Righteous Rebels Facebook group, and we'll make sure that all of the current information, we just got to get in the date and the time. That information will be posted as quickly as possible. We're also doing a workshop, which is basically a 6-hour event, maybe five or 6 hours. We don't want to take your whole day. It'll start at 9:30. It'll run till noon. We'll break for lunch and then come back for a couple more hours. It's just a way for us to give you in a short amount of time some of the tools. Maybe we'll talk about backpack. Maybe we'll talk about masks. We haven't felt that out yet because we kind of go by vibe ourselves of who our participants are. That is a paid workshop. And the price is really just covering costs. So we'll get those details out to you. That believe is going to be on Saturday, the 22nd.
29th. Oh, is it
29th?
29th.
You're right, 29th. 29th. And I believe we have the cost at $60. So those details are coming out. Again, if you're anywhere close to the area, or gosh dang it, if you just want to fly and come hang out. We love that too. Just let us know, and we'll help you make the accommodations. We're excited. We're really excited to get things kicked off. And this has been one crazy sauce adventure for us to be where we're at. And it hasn't been easy, but it sure has been a lot of fun. And we're just come join us for a lot of just freaking fun.
And if you're in the area and you see some characters with a sign that says free hugs, make sure you stop and give them a free hug.
Occasionally that happens. And yes, if you ever see characters walking around that say free hugs, go hug them.
We'll have a sticker or maybe other giveaways. I just wanted to just, because of all the stuff we're talking about and spring, and we share this book every day, the book.
Oh, I love this book.
And
thank you, Mark Nepo, for the life that you lived and the insights you have, that you created this for us.
So I just wanted to share the opening quote with you guys about cracking open and growth. So all the buried seeds crack open in the dark the instant they surrender to a process they can't see. And that's how this all feels in this Righteous Rebel stuff, is, letting go to how we're taught to do things or how other people tell us to do things. And that's, I think, part of why we were bumping up against barriers and losing focus, because we were starting to follow everyone else's advice and not really surrender to our own process, because it's new and it's scary and we're figuring stuff out as we go. And
we're doing it differently.
Yeah. And we want to do it differently. Yes. And what's so funny about it is when we really got down to it, it's like, we have to do this our way. We have to do it how it feels right. Because we're taking advice from people who aren't doing what we're trying to do here. So it's
by the way, are amazing people, amazing business people, amazing in their own lives. And they're sharing what has worked for them and what currently works. But there's a shift coming, and we're on the cutting edge of that shift, and we're gonna follow it. And this is just a simple invitation. Like, we know that you feel it too. And we're really wanting to help you connect with you. And so come follow, come see what we're up to.
It's surrendering to the messiness of it and being okay being a beginner. And it's something I talk about a lot in the creativity space, but it's our life space. We're constantly creating, and it's surrendering to that process, whatever that process is, and how it's going to inform you. So yeah, that's all I got, Jen.
I love it. I feel like that was a lot. You know what I love about this is honestly, before we got on, because it is live and unscripted, there's always that like little bit of apprehension. Even when I do these alone, it's the apprehension of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? Am I going to even be able to fill it 5 minutes? And uh, it's just so amazing to just again come into this space every time and to we didn't do the breathing today.
I know, I noticed that. I was wondering
we
if you're
just
gonna do that
we
because I know
just
we
go.
were
I was so
shorter.
yeah. Again, it's just you just get into it and you just go with the flow of what is there. So this is your reminder to breathe, to just pause and take some moments to breathe during the course of the day, to let some stress go and to just relax and slow down for a minute and get present. But that's one of the things I love about this platform and the way that I have chosen to do this, and that Leah has agreed to follow, not follow, but be a part of, is that we just go with inspiration and learning to listen to what comes to our hearts and our minds as we're moving forward inside of this container and this conversation. And this has been fun today. It has felt really light, and I love the moments that we get when we're in this kind of situation. This makes me emotional, or it causes emotions to move inside me. Is that the opportunities that we have to be real and to start sharing more of our stories and what our experiences are and the things that have brought us to where we're at today, and so that we can let like we're human too, like we're on this journey together and we have some just freaking amazing stuff and experience to go behind it. So Leah, thanks for sharing yours today, and just all of your gifts and talents. I really appreciate it. And for you out there watching, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing you and your time with us. We know, time's one of the most valuable things we have, and that you share it with us it means something. And we want you to know that. And if you're not a part of the Righteous Rebels Facebook group, head on over, uh, click the let me in button. It actually says join. I know. It's boring. Let me in sounds so much more fun. Um, and we'll let you in. We'll click accept on our side, and then participate.
Introduce
We love
yourself.
the magic.
What does being a rebel mean to you? Why? Yeah, what draws you? What inspires you? What brings you joy? So,
Yep, I love it. So with that, we're just gonna send you off and say we wish you an amazing, amazing Wednesday, and remember to be bold, be brave,
brave.
and be a rebel. We'll see you soon.